In Module 3.1, we learned that electronic and AI-based advertising is fully regulated. In Module 3.2, we saw how broker supervision applies equally online and in the field. In Module 3.3, we defined what is clearly prohibited. Now we bring it all together. Because rules make the most sense when you see how they fail in real life. This section is about how small digital mistakes turn into formal complaints, and how those complaints become disciplinary cases under ARS, Paragraph 32-2153. Advertising violations rarely start with bad intent. They usually start with speed. Social media listing errors. Let's begin with the most common source of complaints in 2025, social media. Picture this. An agent posts, "Just listed, 2,500 SQFT, fully renovated, best schools in town, DM me." The post includes beautiful photos, but does not include the brokerage name. Later, it is discovered that the home is 2,200 square feet, and the school boundary was inaccurately assumed. What happened? Speed replaced verification. Under modernized Article 5, electronic advertising must be accurate and clearly identify the brokerage. Here is how this plays out in enforcement. Inaccurate representation of square footage may be considered misrepresentation. Incorrect school claims may create misleading advertising concerns. Omission of brokerage identification creates a separate violation. 3 issues in one post. Now layer in supervision. If this was posted under a brokerage that lacks digital advertising policies, the department may examine supervision systems under Article 11. Remember what we learned earlier. Digital posts are evidence. Screenshots do not expire, and competitors often report violations. Another common scenario involves coming soon posts. An agent advertises a property as available before proper listing authorization is fully executed. Or the post implies availability that does not yet legally exist. That can create advertising and potentially contractual issues. Social media feels informal. The rules are not informal. Team advertising confusion. Now let's talk about teams. Team branding is one of the most complex areas in modern advertising. Teams often operate with distinct logos, custom branding, dedicated websites, unique social channels. But here's the regulatory reality. Teams are not separate brokerages. The brokerage must still be clearly identified. Let's examine a scenario. The Prestige Home Group runs a website that prominently displays the team name. The brokerage name appears only in small text at the bottom of the homepage. Consumers begin believing the team is its own brokerage entity. Under clarified advertising standards, that creates risk. Why? Because brokerage identification must be clear and conspicuous. If a reasonable consumer cannot easily identify the licensed brokerage behind the team, the advertising may violate Article 5. Now let's make it more complex. The team creates separate social media handles with no visible brokerage reference in posts. An agent leaves the brokerage, but the team fails to remove the agent's name from marketing. Now we potentially have inactive or severed license advertising, Article 3 issue, incomplete brokerage identification, Article 5 issue, supervision failure, Article 11 issue. One branding oversight can create multiple rule implications. Teams amplify marketing power. They also amplify compliance complexity. Unapproved DBA use. Now we address one of the most overlooked violations, unapproved use of a doing business as DBA name. A DBA must be properly registered and approved through the brokerage and, where applicable, through ADRI processes. Let's explore a real-world example. An agent decides to market under the name Luxury Valley Estates. It sounds strong. It feels marketable. They design a logo and begin using it on yard signs and social media. But the name is not registered with the brokerage. It is not approved as a trade name. It is not filed properly. This creates risk for several reasons. Consumers may believe Luxury Valley Estates is a separate brokerage. The brokerage name may not be clearly associated. The marketing may violate trade name requirements. Under clarified advertising standards, unauthorized trade name use can trigger disciplinary review. Now imagine this scenario. The unapproved DBA name is used in a listing agreement signature block. The consumer believes they are contracting with a separate entity. That confusion can lead to contractual disputes and regulatory exposure. Again, clarity reduces excuses. If the trade name is not properly approved, do not use it. How minor issues escalate. Let's walk through a realistic chain reaction to see how quickly a small issue can escalate. An agent posts a listing under a team-branded page. The brokerage name is not clearly visible. The property description is AI-generated and slightly exaggerates features. The agent uses an unapproved DBA logo. A competing agent screenshots the post and files a complaint. The department reviews advertising compliance, brokerage identification, trade name authorization, supervision systems, accuracy of representations, one post, multiple review points. Under older rule language, some defenses might have centered on ambiguity. Under modernized standards, the evaluation is more direct. Was the brokerage clearly identified? Was the content accurate? Was the trade name authorized? Was supervision reasonable? Clear standards create clear questions. A lesson from enforcement trends. Most advertising discipline cases do not arise from catastrophic fraud. They arise from overstatements, omissions, branding shortcuts, platform misunderstandings. The 2025 modernization did not invent these violations. It clarified them. And clarity means fewer gray areas to argue. A practical compliance strategy for agents. Before publishing marketing, consider this structured test. Identification test. Is the brokerage clearly and conspicuously displayed? Accuracy test. Are all material facts verified? Authorization test. Is this team name or DBA properly approved? Supervision test. Does this align with brokerage policy? If you cannot confidently answer yes to all four, pause. Speed is not a defense in a disciplinary hearing. How this connects to the next chapter. Chapter 3 has focused on advertising, visibility, branding, AI, supervision, and prohibition. In Chapter 4, we move into compensation and disclosure changes. If advertising is about attracting business, compensation is about getting paid. And just like advertising, the 2025 modernization clarified expectations around transparency and disclosure. Because in Arizona, real estate, how you get paid is just as regulated as how you promote.